What's up everybody, Ash here. So today I will be showcasing my absolute favorite unit to auto and grind with. Single player content, not co-op. I wouldn't recommend using NAD units like this in co-op. But just to show that I'm not bluffing, I have used this unit this many times, so over 15,000. It would be a lot more if I wasn't trying to make my top 5 characters used all Grimmjows. But in all of these times, I have never had to worry about him dying in any single player content that I throw him in. Now, keep in mind that I have had this unit max Transcended since the very first banner he was in, long before T15 and T20 existed. But it doesn't matter how many dupes you have of him, he's still an absolute tank. So you can compare him to other heart units like Tokinada, that's another really good auto unit. This one will most likely clear things faster for you. So let's jump right into his skills. Alright, so he's a Soul Reaper killer, which is fantastic. I managed to get his 6th slot as plus 500 attack. And his soul trait is damage taken minus 20%. So that makes him a really good PvP link as well. Alright, so these are the accessories I'll be using today. I want to focus on heavy attack, so all 3 of these have attack plus 30 as their second traits. And then character links, want to focus on normal attack damage. The second one doesn't really matter for content like this, and then bonus abilities. So I have probably changed these 2 3 times, and I made it kind of like the best of both worlds to me. So with stamina recovery, you don't necessarily need it, but I use it for single player content like the story, the inheritance trials, stuff like that. So because he's not immune to anything, I want him to not die by gaining a little bit more health back after every room, even though he barely takes damage. Now the start barrier, I put this on him for PvP. He is actually a very good Kenpachi counter, and I have been using him as such, and he holds up very well. He can tank through PvP very, very well. I'm not telling you to use him in PvP for most situations, but at the end of this video, I will show you how well he holds up to this day. Alright, so let's get to his skills and abilities. Alright, so Flurry +1, Sprinter +1, Poise, that's good for what he does. And then Guard Break and Hit Hidden Enemies. So right off the bat, he started with a very good autoing kit. So a little better than Tokinada. Everything else was added. So being Transcended, he gains 4,042 attack with these things that I put on him. Alright, let's throw him into something, shall we? We'll start with the difficult quests. The easiest one of these will be Inheritance Zone, just to show the damage output and his attacks. Alright. Auto, so there's a start barrier. That was his first strong attack, a lunge. I'll show it again real quick. Regular lunge, not too bad. He is a Soul Reaper killer, so this content's actually very easy for him to clear. Alright, that was his SA3, which is a beam that shoves all enemies in front of him, which is absolutely great because most of his damage is with his nat string. So let's get to his nat string. Alright, so with hollows, it's putting about 30k average. Yeah, so 28,000. Another hollow, 28,000. And then Soul Reapers, about 43 to 45k. Alright, so hollows, not as much damage. And then Soul Reapers, yeah, so averaging about 45k. Very, very good. Alright, so let's clear this so that we can get to the much harder content. Yeah, he does not take damage. Alright, so I will try to head to the boss first. So he almost killed her completely in one hit with full health, but she used the soul bomb with a little smidge at the end. So usually it takes about 1 to 2 hits to kill a Soul Reaper boss. Usually they do not have enough time to use their soul bombs. Alright, back to the difficult quests. And we will throw him into Inheritance Trial. Alright, so since it's available for 5 tickets, we will do that, because I don't want to do this 5 times. Alright, and to prove that I am not worried about him dying in anything, I'm going to sit back and let him auto this entire thing. And let him run through the fire, because you know how autoing is. And see just how much damage he takes. Alright, so it's showing that the hit hidden enemies, it's great, so you don't have to waste a link for that. Gains a little bit of stamina back. Stands in the fire. One thing I wish he did have was an immunity to at least one thing. Maybe poison or paralysis, but even still, he's an absolute tank. Another thing that would be great for him to have, and when they add things to the bonus abilities, I hope they'll add long reach. So that would give him a more, well, a bigger area of effect with his normal attack string. Like the Can't Fear Your Own World Tokinata has. Alright, I hope he gets to the boss first. Yeah, so 1 hit. That was averaging 64k on the boss. Alright, so there was some hard autoing content. Some other things he is good for besides some PvP is Senkaimon. I use him to clear like the first 35 stages of every Senkaimon tower, besides the ones that block you from using the characters, of course. And then the melee Soul Reaper week for Guild Quest. He's an absolute monster, guys. Still, like an absolute monster. He's definitely worth putting on your team and putting in as much work as you possibly can, because this unit is absolutely worth it. Even as old as he is. So we will go into PvP. This isn't to show, like, you know, him being broken against Kenpachi or anything in PvP. I wouldn't recommend it in a lot of situations, but this is to show how he holds up against Kenpachi or other units in comparison. I haven't put him up against Kuru Yashiki yet, but if we do see him here, I might do that as well. Let's see if there's any score ×2 that would be worth it for me. Also, I would not recommend putting him up against any Kenpachis with Pierce Barrier. If you do give this Grimmjow start barrier, he could be in trouble. So let's do this one on the end. Make sure the Kenpachi is going up against the Yama, and let's go. Alright, good. Shows him finding him against him in the middle. So, with PvP, you just want to outlive and out-tank the other team's units. You don't want to focus too heavily on attack. So it's a good idea to put more work into defense and stamina rather than just attack, 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 attack. Alright, 20,000 is a little bit too easy. Alright, say some score ×2, please. It's too easy, but I guess it's a good idea to show just how well he holds up against Kenpachi. So this one does not have Pierce Barrier. Now, most of these Kenpachis will probably be 15, 15, 15, or T20. But I'm going to try to stick with these ×2 scores here. Alright, so this time Grimmjow was very much hit first. He lost the barrier battle, but he out-tanked him. That Kenpachi was gone within 2 hits. Alright, let's see here if we can do some more. Not seeing many of the new Kuru Yashikis. Alright. This Yama's a bit dangerous, but we will try it so that we can see how well this Grimmjow holds up against this Tsukishima. He will probably die against the Tsukishima. That's strange. He hasn't set his second bonus ability. No matter. Alright. Let's see how this plays out. Hopefully it's not a loss. Alright. Oof. Yeah, that Tsukishima was more of a tank than mine. But that's okay. So, do not put him against tanky Tsukishimas. Alright. Oh, it's too easy. Okay. Alright, this will be a good one. This one's dangerous for me to do because this Kenpachi has Pierce Barrier, but we're going to see how well this Grimmjow can take the Kenpachi's damage without Star Barrier. Let's make sure. Then again, he might die and my other two characters might outlive the others. We'll see. Alright, definitely being hit hard. Okay, he out-tanked him. Alright. So even with Pierce Barrier, he still holds up very well against Kenpachi. Okay, there's a Kuru Yashiki. Doesn't put that much work, but we will try that. And then this Kenpachi does not have Pierce Barrier, but we will not put Grimmjow against him this time. We will put him against Kuru. Alright. Let's see. That Kenpachi might kill my Tsukishima. We'll see. Alright. Oh, wow. Didn't even get to see Kuru's buff halfway through his health. Okay. So that Kuru didn't have a start barrier or anything, and Grimmjow completely wiped him with his damage output, even with the buff. So I think that's enough for this video. I think I showed a good amount of what he's useful for. I wish this week's guild quest was Soul Reaper so I could show you just how ridiculously overpowered he is in that GQ. But thanks for watching the video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.